You ever wonder how a real business empire gets built? Is it some genius marketing hack? A huge pile of cash from investors? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down how one of the smallest, most insignificant jobs you can possibly imagine, we're talking just 35 bucks, actually laid the foundation for a $10 million a year company. And it all starts by blowing up a very common myth. Okay, so first things first. We have to talk about the biggest obsession in business today. This endless hunt for a shortcut, right? That one growth hack that's supposed to fix everything.
Everybody's asking this question. Is it a new ad platform? Is it some viral TikTok trend? We are constantly searching for that one quick fix that's going to unlock some kind of explosive growth, totally convinced that we're just one little trick away from making it big.
But here's the honest-to-God truth from founders who've actually been there. That silver bullet? It's a myth. It just doesn't exist. And this constant search for a hack is actually just a huge distraction. It makes us keep looking for the next shiny object, and we completely miss the most powerful asset we have. And it's sitting right in front of us.
See, this idea flips the whole script. The real key to sustainable growth isn't about an endless chase for new leads. It's about what you do for the customer you just served. It's about maximizing the potential of that one person. And that right there is where our story really begins.
So, the real secret isn't hiding in some complicated marketing strategy. Nope. It's found in a single $35 job that happened more than a decade ago.
Picture this. The year is 2009. The founder of this company, he's just starting out, and he gets a call. The call came from a handmade sign, a sign he literally made himself by digging defective real estate signs out of a dumpster, spray painting them, and nailing them to scrap wood. And the job? Just to haul away an old grill for 35 bucks.
So after he hauls the grill away, instead of just grabbing the cash and leaving, he did something totally unexpected. The customer, an older woman named Ruth, just happened to mention that she still had to put her new grill together. Well, he didn't have anywhere else to be, so he offered to build it for her. Right then, right there. For free. He just wanted to be helpful.
Now that small act of goodwill, that wasn't a waste of time. Not at all. It was the very first brick in a super powerful foundation built on what he now calls the 3 R's. It created an opportunity for repeat business, it sparked immediate referrals, and it started building a stellar reputation that, honestly, you just can't buy.
And this is where it gets crazy. This one little thing created a massive ripple effect. The very next day, Ruth referred him to a neighbor, which turned into a full truckload job. That job led to another neighbor, which then led to the homeowners association. That one single $35 job created a web of work that kept him busy for months. And get this, 16 years later, those 2 zip codes are still the most profitable areas in his entire multi-state company, all from one grill.
But look, you can't build an empire all by yourself. The next critical step, and this is a big one, is making that leap from being the person doing the work to being the person who leads the team that does the work. And for so many business owners, this is exactly where everything falls apart.
Sound familiar? You just can't find good help these days. It's the #1 complaint you hear from struggling business owners. They blame their team, they blame the market, they blame pretty much anything but themselves. They genuinely believe that good, hardworking people are just impossible to find. But this is really a symptom of a much, much deeper problem.
Here's the deal. The quality of your team is almost always a direct reflection of you, the leader. A struggling leader has all these expectations in their head that they never communicate, and then they get frustrated when they aren't met. They just conclude their team is a bunch of idiots. But an effective leader, they do the exact opposite. They take full responsibility. They clearly communicate what good work actually looks like, and, this is the crucial part, they teach their people how to get there. They don't go out and find rock stars, they create them.
So ultimately, it's the leader's job to build the system that allows people to succeed. You have to clearly define the target, show them the path to hit it, and give them a real reason to care about the outcome. A leader is a teacher, first and foremost. And you got to remember, most people genuinely want to do a good job. Sometimes a simple attaboy, a simple word of encouragement, makes all the difference in the world. And the impact of this stuff goes way beyond just the company's bottom line. When you create an environment where somebody can succeed and actually feel proud of what they do every day, that confidence doesn't just stay at the job site. It follows them home. It makes them a better partner, a better parent. It improves their entire life. And that is the true power of great leadership.
All right, so you've got a solid foundation and you're building a great team. So now what? How do you scale this thing up without losing all the magic that made you successful in the first place? Well, the key is disciplined, controlled growth.
I love this mantra. Revenue is for vanity, profit is for sanity. It gets right to the heart of what real success is. It's so easy to get caught up chasing those big, flashy revenue numbers because, hey, it looks impressive. But a huge top line with no bottom line just creates a bigger, way more stressful business. True success, sanity, is all about sustainable profit.
On the operations side, you do this through a concept called controlled movement. It's all about empowering your team to make smart, cost-effective decisions, like which dump to use or how to plan the best route, without you having to micromanage every little thing. A really powerful way to teach this is the passenger seat strategy. You literally ride along with them, you talk through your decision-making process out loud, and then you hand over the keys. You're not just delegating tasks, you're teaching them how to think like an owner.
A massive part of scaling the right way is fighting that urge to treat your employees like they're Swiss Army knives. The second you give somebody 3 different jobs to do, their focus splits, and the quality of their work just plummets. The real key to excellence is a narrow focus. Let your salespeople sell. Let your operators operate. When everyone masters their own lane, the whole engine just runs so much faster.
Okay, so after all of these lessons, from customer service to leadership to operations, what's the one simple truth that ties this whole thing together?
It's this. At the end of the day, business is all about human connection. People want to know who they're hiring. They want to trust the person who's coming into their home. That $35 grill job wasn't just a transaction. It became a relationship. And that relationship is what built an entire empire.
So that leaves us with one last question for you to think about. In everything you're doing, are you just building a faceless business that provides a service? Or are you focused on becoming the guy? That trusted go-to person that everyone in town wants to have in their phone? Because that, as it turns out, is the real secret.